Well, anyway, let's get down to brass tacks here. Our guest speaker today. He hails from today. I think he's back in Houston, Texas. He might be in Baltimore. He might be in Florida. No telling where this young man's at. 'Cause last week he was broadcasting live. I mean, just let me tell you something. Those that have never met him, he is came to the United States in 2002. Decided he got to get to America because the streets are so much opportunity, more here than his country, and people here just don't get it, I guess. And he said, "Listen, I got on a plane, landed, start working at Applebee's, found out he could make more money in conversation than flipping burgers and slaving over a hot stove, and took off with like a rocket ship with a group called the Wolf Pack. I mean, they shot the chart so fast, everybody was amazed. I've seen him at the international with 20 or 30 or 40 people around him at all time. Like, who is this young man? And then I got to know him and I saw how he shot the charts and he was making I mean, we can't talk about it, but he was doing extremely well. To think about this at 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kid. I mean, just kicking some, yeah, you got it. Making more money than 4 or 5 adults were making. And all of a sudden, this group decided to, here again, people's ego. And he said, "That's all right, Mr. Thomas. I'm going to go back and build it again. But this time I'm going to build it super right, super strong. And I'm going to build it within the ACN system even better than I did before. And I will be the youngest SVP that ACN has to offer." And he's on, I'll tell you what, he's right on target. So without further ado, Regional Vice President Platinum, the one and only, the great Mr. Shakeel Cooper.
Thank you. I'm excited to be back on the call. I'm actually in Houston right now, but
Okay.
I fly to Florida Friday morning. So I'll be back in Naples for about 2 weeks. I'll be out there. So got some good things building up out there. So I'm everywhere right now. So I'm just excited to be on the call today. So how you guys been? Felt like I haven't seen you guys in a long time. And it's only been a week, but I'm always excited to do this call. But today, I kind of wanted to start off a little different. I did put together a little training, but I kind of wanted to open the call up to a few questions that people that's been on the call for a while now that might have that can help you build your business. That kind of way I can kind of answer a lot of the questions that you might be holding in, because a lot of times when I ask people at the end of the call, "Do you have any questions?" they're scared to ask, but I want to start the call today with people asking questions so that I can help. And then the training that we're going to do at the end is going to all wrap it up and make sense. So, Mr. Thomas, if you don't mind, you can open the call up to a few questions to get today's call started, and then we'll go into the training.
I have a question, Mr. Cooper. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm blessed. Thank you for asking. My name is Ursula, and my question for you is, when you're out, when you peak people, what is your system for follow-up? As far as I know, they say the best way to, people usually don't say yes like the first, second, or third time, or even trying to get them to look at the information. So what is your system as far as following up with people to get them to actually take a look at the business?
It's a great question. It's a great question. So one thing I've always done since I've started is social media. I know a lot of people say, I don't want to use social media, but it's a free app where you literally can have people, they follow up with you. So what I do a lot of times is that I literally just tell people, hey, sometimes I ask for that number, but I always ask for them to follow me on social media. And the reason why, because they're going to get a chance to see, like, man, this guy's doing something. So once they see that, the best part about it is that they get a chance to watch you over a long period of time. And even if you might slip up and you can't follow up with them all of the time, they're watching your stories. So all you literally got to do is just go to their page, click on a picture, like a picture, and then they're going to remember you. And before you know it, they're going to follow up with you over a period of time if they see that you're still doing something. So what I like about social media, that is free. Everybody has the app. You can use Facebook, you can use Instagram, you can use Snapchat, TikTok. I mean, there's so many apps today that you can use to follow up with people other than just giving them a call every couple months. Instead of them seeing you every single day, live the life that they want. So I think you should definitely use social media if you haven't been using it, to now where you can just follow up with people by them just watching you go out there and making things happen. So that's what I've been doing, and I promise you that it's been working for a long period of time.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm not very social media savvy, but and I haven't been on mine in a long time, but I will start doing a little bit more with it. Thank you so much for that.
And the piggyback real quick off of that is just, and that's one of really the real secrets of my success and everybody else, is that I use social media. I remember I was getting 100,000 impressions, meaning that it was 100,000 people watching your social media because Instagram lets you track your insights. So I remember one time I was in Vegas and I'm like 100,000 impressions. So I've been using social media before 2013, but when I started ACN, I created a new Facebook, a new Instagram, and literally for the past almost 10 years now, people are literally watching me. So they're like, man, this guy's been doing it for so long. So now it's like, people are chasing me. I'm not even chasing people to do any business with me at this point, because they've watched you over a long period of time go out there and make things happen. You have proven yourself. So, if you're not a public person, you're always, out meeting people. Social media is a great way to not be around a lot of people and still get a chance to, follow up with people over a long period of time.
Wow, that was a great question and a great answer. Thank you, sir. Miss Marla Blake, you're up.
Yeah, just to follow up to that question. Good morning, Mr. Cooper.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to ask you to give a few examples of the types of things that you do post on social media.
Yes, absolutely. So what I like to post on social media is just, it's motivation, because in life, the biggest act is to inspire other people. So normally social media is full of what? Negativity, news. So when you're just posting positivity all the time, you're going to stand out from everybody else. So I just post positive stuff. I don't talk about what's going on in politics, the news, like nothing that's going on in the world you'll ever see me post about on social media. It's just me living my life, going to the gym, traveling, eating out at nice restaurants, just me living a life. Instead of me posting about, man, I'm at work, I got to clock out at this time and driving traffic. No, it's showing people, hey, man, this guy's just living life. He don't have to work for nobody else, but he's living life and he's free. And that's what most people want. They don't want to see the cars and things. Those things are great, but people just want to see you being free, living your life, because the everyday average person, they got to clock into a 9 to 5. And when you don't got to clock into a 9 to 5 and you can travel and live life, that means more than any car or any home or anything like that. So just showing people the things that they really want, which is freedom.
Hey, I'm going to chime in there real quick. So it's not, what he's saying is he's showing a life of being, he's very interesting. And that's what get people interested, because he's interesting. He's standing out, he's interesting, and that gets people interested. Next question.
That's literally it.
Yeah. Next question.
This is Al Randolph, Mr. Cooper. Okay.
How you doing?
Okay, great. What's a book that you're reading these days?
Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's on my mind right now, man. Like, I got a mission, so I'm in tunnel vision right now, and it's becoming wealthy, man, in all areas of my life. Not just about money, but health, just every area of my life. Creating a lifestyle where I can just travel the world, man. Just, I can't really explain it, but it's unlike most people. I love life. So there's so much in life that I want to accomplish. That's why I tell people all the time, I want to live till I'm 100+ years old, because there's so much out here to experience. So my mindset right now is just putting that work. So it's Thinking and Growing Rich. So I tell most people, read that book, because at the end of the day, you got to change your mindset first. Once you change your mindset, you'll be successful at anything that you do, because you have that bulletproof mindset. So I will also recommend everyone to just keep that book with them at all times and just start thinking and growing into the person that you do want to become.
I have a question, Mr. Cooper. This is Ismael Arredondo here in Los Angeles. Hey,
how you doing?
Hi, how are you? Always interested in what you're saying. My question here is, do you keep track of your downline, or how do you do that?
It's impossible. It's growing every day, man. It's grow without me. It's not even about me anymore.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's my question.
Yeah, it's hard. After a while, man, you can't track it. You want that problem. If you can still track your organization, you don't have an organization in my eyes, because you want to be able to start having people on your team that you don't even know. You want that. You want to have a team where your leaders are now the face of the organization. Because if you don't have other people coming behind you doing what you did, how do you continue to build that duplication? So you don't always, want to know everybody, because it's impossible if you have thousands of people. You can't keep track of it. But you want to be able to develop leaders that's going to help you keep track of it. So that way they know everyone that comes to their organization. It's like building a Fortune 500 company. The owner of the company don't know everyone. That's why they have assistants, then they have managers, then they have personal assistants. They have different people in order to keep everything together, because you can't do everything by yourself. That's why it's network marketing, not just net you marketing, because you have to build it with a team.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is Lance Wittenberg from Fresno, California.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you so for being on the call today. I'm sorry there's music in the background. I'm sitting at Panera. My question is, whenever you're prospecting someone new, it just came to my head, how do you paint the vision to the people that you just meet on why it is that they need to come sit down and listen to what it is that you have to share?
That's a great question. It goes back to just being interesting. You want them to be interested in working with you more than just the company, because it's bigger than just the company, because the company is the company, but it's all about getting them to trust you, build that rapport with you, say, man, whatever this guy's doing, I want to do it with him. So that way you don't feel as though you're trying to figure out different ways to try to get them to the event, when by talking to you, they should be begging you for the address to come to the event. So we're not really giving the prospect the power. We have what they need. So once you start carrying it that way, that, man, I got what you need, they'll start just listening to what you tell them to do, instead of you trying to, it's like a chase. But anytime you try to chase something, it runs away from you. But if you have what it needs, then it just comes to you. So I just look at it that same way. So I don't chase anybody, relationships, anything. I chase nothing. I just let it all come to me.
Well, that was very powerful answer. Next question.
Mr. Cooper, this is Dave Culver. When you prospect business owners, would it be best to always have an upline to actually present the business more than you do it yourself?
In a lot of situations, yes. It's called a peek and pass.
Right.
So that's what I've done. So my mentor, super successful in real estate and stuff like that, he's more successful than me in life. So guess what I do? I speak highly about someone else, and I just get myself out of the way.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. It always works. Never try to close someone by yourself, because why? When you can just get someone else, bring two mentors in, and it makes it way easier. Take the stress off of your back.
Totally. Makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's do 2 more questions, and then we'll let Mr. Cooper get into his topic, everybody. So 2 more questions.
What's going on, man? I got a question. It's more of a request though. So whenever you're peeking someone, can you like role play with me, like what you were saying, as if I've never seen the business before?
If you've never seen the business before, well, first, I'm not even going to talk a lot about the business. I'm just going to build that rapport with you. So the first thing I do is compliment something that you got on. Because 9 times out of 10, if you compliment someone, they're going to be open to listening to whatever you're saying. Because think about it. How often do people get complimented?
Right.
Not that often, right? So from there, you're just building a rapport. Like, always ask people, what's your name and what you do? Once you find out what they do, you try to figure out, okay, what do I have to offer that can benefit them? Because, for example, you might just start talking about someone that you're working with making all this money, but that person might be a whale. They might just love helping people.
Right.
So you always want to figure out exactly what do they do, and then use what we have to offer to tie it with that, because it's called mirror and matching, because everyone is not the same. So there's not no one fit all like way to recruit everybody. Everyone is totally different. So you always ask people, what's your name and what do you do? And then from there on, you just build a relationship. You just talk to them. And if they said they love helping people, say, hey, I'm a part of a company where, we give back and feed a lot of, they're going to be interested. If they just said, man, I'm a business owner, then hey, listen, we help business owners, save money on things that they already paid for in their overhead and get a chance to get some of that income back into their pockets. And that's going to be interesting to a business owner because wow, they're all about saving money and making money. So again, everyone is totally different, but always ask, what's your name and what do you do? And always compliment them. And then from that point on, it's really going to be easy to get them to see whatever you're trying to show them if you mirror and match with them.
That makes sense. Me being a psychology minor, I'm all about the brain, how it works, the love languages, and just personality types.
Yes. So because again, people understand that we're in the people's business. You got to learn people. If you don't understand how people are, you're going to have a very hard time because you got to understand that the everyday average person, they think different. So you might have everything to tell them, but they just don't understand it. So you got to figure out a way how to mirror and match to a way that they can kind of get a chance to understand what you're trying to say.
Right. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Very, very insightful.
Hey,
Mr.
Al
Cooper.
Thomas. Hold on, I'm going to jump in just for a second. Hold on one second. I want to say this also. Another thing that when you ask them their name, what would you respond when they say, "Okay, I know," So what do you do, Mr. Cooper?
They ask me, what do I do?
Yeah, how'd you answer that? Everybody listen to this one. Okay, yes.
Oh, I got a few different ways, but one of my best way to answer it is whereas though you hit on every different one. Whereas though there's the shark where you talk about the money. You also talk about the whale part where you talk about helping people. And then you want to talk about the fun, which is like traveling and things like that. And you also talk about the information, the knowledge, the things that you learn. So I try to tie all of that up. And I'll give you a quick example. Someone asks me what I do. Hey, I'm an entrepreneur. I love helping people. But more importantly, I've been a part of a company where they have helped me to be able to change my mindset when it comes to financial literacy. But more important, it gave me the opportunity to travel the world, meet a lot of great people, and just meet people that I never would have had a chance to meet that have helped me become the person that I am today. And I think that you should get a chance to meet those individuals yourself. So again, notice I talked about a company, but then I brought it back to meeting the people that I'm working with. And then from there, you can bring on a three-way call with your mentor, and then your mentor is going to re-edify you. And then that person looking like, man, everything you were saying about yourself is true. But then you also talk highly about the person. So then you bring in the, that three-way part. So it's a whole system to it, but you want to do it in that way. Does it make sense? Sounds a little complicated, but it's simple. You always want to tie in your mentor, someone you're working with, because it's easy for two people to close one person. It works every time. It's like, what other excuses can they say? Because now they're not just listening to what you got to say. They're also listening to a stranger that you spoke highly about. And they don't know the stranger, but they only know as much as you edified that person. So again, make that person glow in the dark and walk on water. And make them interested in them even talking to them or meeting them in person if you could do that. So.
Good answer, sir. I remember Mr. Chris King in Fresno did that a lot with some people, and his numbers and Miss Pinedo's numbers went up. She learned peek and pass. I love it. So great.
It works every time.
Hey, Mr. Cooper, it's Bob Meyer out of Reno, Nevada. I've got a question. If you started today and you knew nothing other than your knowledge, you had no network or anything, what would you do today to get going again?
Me?
Yeah.
I'll go hang out with rich people in the neighborhood. That's what I feel comfortable at. I mean, I go to the grocery store in the rich neighborhood. I hang out in the rich neighborhood. I go to the park. I do everything where there's people with a lot of money at. Why? Because guess what? It's all about relationships. That person might own multiple businesses or know other people that owns multiple businesses. If I go hang out in a low income community, 9 times out of 10, if they had the lifestyle and the income and things that I want, there will be a lot of people around it. So I just try to put myself in the environment where I can get the relationships and build those relationships with the people that have what I want, if that makes sense. You want to get around successful people. Why? Because successful people, they get it. They're easier to work with. It's a different experience, but you want to talk to everybody. But if I had the chance to start all over again, or I'm going to hang out in the rich neighborhood, I'm going to be at the Rolls Royce dealership talking to people. I'm going to be at the Bentley dealership. You know, I'm going to hang out at the best hotels. Why? Because at the end of the day, I'd rather deal with quality than quantity. But, you know, that's just me. Because it don't take long to have success in this business. It's just most time people spend time trying to convince a lot of people that might not even have $200 in order to do it, instead of just going after the person that might have the money, but you're scared to talk to them because you care about what they might think about what you're doing, when in reality, they're the best people to go out there and talk to about the business. So, and to end it real quick with that, is just, that's why I'm not stressed out about doing network marketing. I love it because I talk to the people I want to talk to. And I'm comfortable talking to anybody. I don't care if you're worth $1 billion. I feel comfortable sharing with you what I do because I'm confident in myself. So again, it all starts with you. It's all starts with you being confident in yourself, and other people are going to be confident in you. So,
yes, sir. We thank you for that, sir. So you could we thank you for the questions. We thank everybody for the questions, and now you can get into your topic, sir. Thank you.
Sound good. So I actually want to start with this. For the people that might not know, you get a chance to see. I put a reel on Instagram together. So I'm just going to share my screen and I'm going to play it so people can see, like, you know, kind of where. This is me, 2013. So the reason why I show that, because most people, they don't believe when I tell them, man, I was working at Apple, like literally, I was serving tables, washing dishes. I was a cook. I was the host. I literally was there every single day, literally for 2.5 years, every single day for 2.5 years. And I told them when I got started in the business, I quit after like 2 weeks. And literally, because I made a decision to say, you know what? I'm going to bet on me, because, man, I'm working every single day building somebody else's business. What if I put that into me? And then from that point on, for the next year, I'll make it 10 years. So just imagine, you see, I just showed you how I was 9 years ago and how my life has been the past 9 years. Not after 9 years, that's how it's been. It's been like this throughout my whole entire career of doing the business, even with the ups and downs. Most people don't understand that with this business, you literally have the opportunity to go out there and write your own paycheck, because the more work that you put in, the more success that you'll have. So a few of the slides that I was able to put together today, if you're taking notes, who are you? Who you are? Who you are, or who are you? Again, you got to know who yourself is. You got to have confidence in you. This business starts off with you as a person. Like, you cannot expect for people to follow after you if you can't follow after you. You got to ask yourself some of these questions. Would I follow me? Would I follow me anywhere I'm going? Because most of the time, most people don't even know where they're going. So how do you expect other people to be led by you? Do you even feel like you have those leadership capabilities? A lot of times, most people, they're not confident in themselves. They don't. So again, it starts off with you loving yourself. You starts off with you being that person where as though people feel like they can trust you. If people don't trust you, why would they want to do anything with you? So again, it all goes back to you as a person. In network marketing success, it is very similar to entrepreneurship, because at the end of the day, you're building a business, you're leading people, a volunteer army of people to go out there and talk to people and recruit people in the business and acquire customers. And you're doing this by building a volunteer army, because guess what? We don't pay these people out of our pocket. So you got to understand that it's going to take some type of skill in order to motivate a large group of people to go out there and do that on a day-to-day basis, right? And it would take a good, honest look at who you are. You will get to dig deep within your self-awareness, your self-motivation, and your self-discipline. And if you notice, you got to have what? Self-awareness. You got to know who you are. You got to have self-motivation, meaning that you don't need nothing exterior to motivate you. When you wake up in the morning, you're supposed to be motivated the moment that you open up your eyes. It's like me. Now, the moment I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do, brush my teeth, go straight to the gym, hop in the shower, go straight to the gym. Why? Because you want to start your day off doing something productive. From there, take my son out, we go to the park, we go out to eat, we run the streets all day, you know, and we do what we want to do. And then after that, he go take a nap, I go get some work done. And then from there, we hang out, put him to sleep, and then I finish work for the day. But during the day, we get a chance to do what we want to do. I'm not sacrificing, saying, you know, I can't spend time with my son during the day and take him to the park because I got to go work a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5, but at the end of the day, if you got a choice to be able to spend as much time that you want with your kids and still be able to make an income, why would you want to sacrifice? Why would you want to sacrifice that? It never made sense to me, because at the end of the day, your kids don't care how much money you spend on them. They only care about the time that you spend with them. You can spend $1 million on a kid, and guess what? If you don't spend time with them, they're not going to appreciate you when they get older. So I understood that the time is the most valuable thing that you could give to a child that you do have. So that's why I do the business. And I share that with people, because guess what? Everyone have kids, and everyone want to spend time with their kids, but they can't because they got to go make money to pay the bills, right? And with a typical 9 to 5, you show up on time, you do the work, you get a paycheck. As long as you show up and you get the work done, you get paid. But with building a business, entrepreneurship, network marketing business success, guess what? It takes the same or a great level up front without getting any of the rewards right away. So you hear a lot of times about the fast success story, but guess what? The reason why I had fast success and I was able to keep it is because I was working every single day. Since I started this business, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not working. Every day I'm working. Every day I got something going on. Every single day I'm doing something. Why? Because if you're not being productive at anything that you do, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get comfortable. You're going to quit. You're going to just give up after a period of time, because you're going to fall out of love of what you do. And it takes a mental muscle and the ability for the delayed gratification of any business to succeed. You cannot expect to be rich right away. Yes, you can have success, but if you don't maintain it, then guess what? You're going to go right back to where you was. And if you ask any network marketer or any overnight success story, how many times they failed and how long it took them to succeed, and they'll promise you out, they'll tell you that it didn't happen overnight. It's just people think that it happened overnight because they wasn't there to experience the ups and the downs. And most of the times, we don't share the downtimes, because what it's going to do is going to discourage most people, because the average person, they're just not willing to want to go through all of that in order to be successful. So whether you're new to network marketing or you're a seasoned pro, you want to get real with yourself. You want to ask yourself, how much work are you putting in a daily? How many invitations, how many people are you talking about? How many promotions in your team? You know, how many people do you invite to even see what you do or even know what you do? Do people even know you for doing what you do? Because people ask me every single day about what I do, because they know that I'm just out here putting in that work, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. People respect people that just get up and do whatever it takes to get the job done. Are you worth even following? And I tell people all the time, would you follow you? So if you won't follow you, why would you expect other people to follow you? And I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, if you're not being real with yourself, then you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. You're going to be regret that you wasted time, because at the end of the day, it's the only thing that values the most is the time. So why would you not want to go out there and just build the business now, so that in the next few years, you could do some of the things that you do want to do. You could buy that dream home. You could buy that dream car. Whatever your goals is, if you put your head down and get to work, you're going to get to where you're going. But at the end of the day, you're not going to have it happen easy. You're going to have tough times. You're going to have road bumps. You're going to have things happen to throw you off. But at the end of the day, if you just keep going, you will be successful. You got to be coachable. You have to be 100% coachable. It's a business of duplication. Listen, if you're not coachable, then you're going to have people in your organization that's not coachable. And it's so funny, every time I used to hear people that wasn't coachable complain to me about their team and their people being not coachable. And I'd be like, man, remember when you wasn't coachable? And they're like, oh, man, that is true. It is true. So if you're not coachable to the people that you're working with, do not expect your team to be coachable with you. Because at the end of the day, it's all about duplication. And most people, you know, like I said, hey, unfortunately, I wasn't very coachable in the beginning. When I first started, I was like, man, I can figure this thing out. But then when my mentor told me, listen, man, just do it this way, from that point on, I followed the system till this day. We just got off the phone before I got on this call because I've been his #1 coachable person his entire career of network marketing. Because after that, I told him yes, and that was it. No, I think it was yes, and let's go. He used to make fun of it all the time. He said, every time I tell him something, he just said, yes, let's go. And I just did whatever he told me to do. Develop your dreams, your goals, and your objective. Studies have shown that very few people have written dreams and goals that they want to achieve. Because most successful people, they have their goals written down. You got to write down your goals. And I know a lot of times that you hear me say some of the same things over, but I'm giving you the formula of success. Repetition is the mother of learning. You have to understand that there's very simple things that successful people do that unsuccessful people don't do. It's not very complicated. People just make it complicated because the average person are not willing to do something, the same thing over a long period of time. You tell a person, go to the gym for 30 days straight. I promise you the average person is not going to go to the gym for 30 days straight. It's just what it is because most people are not consistent in anything that they do. But again, you want to put your goals down. You want to put your dreams down. Like, it's crazy that everything that I dreamt about is happening. And it didn't happen all at one time. But just seeing how my life unfolds now is like, man, I dreamed about this. I told people I was going to do what I'm doing right now. And it didn't happen when they expected it to happen, but it happened right on time. See, a lot of times you don't always want to rush success. It's going to happen when it's meant to happen. But if you don't have that delayed gratification, you're going to stress yourself out about when it's going to happen. When you don't want to do that. All you want to do is work. Just put your head down and work. It's all about work. And network marketing have produced a lot of millionaires than most other industry. And the reason why, because it's more people having a chance to go out there and achieve success. The everyday average business owner, you got to have money to invest. You got to know people. It's just the everyday average person cannot just start their own business and have success, right? But in MLM, you could come from nothing and build something up, but it's going to require what? A lot of work. A lot of work. You got to put your head down and work. And it's not a get rich quick. You'll only get rich through hard work. That's people that's been working 25 years. There's people that's been working 10 years, 15 years. But guess what? They're still working it because rich is not a dollar amount. It's just a mindset, which is, in my mind, residual income creates happiness. So you want to work until you have enough residual income one day where you feel as though you're rich. From there, be consistently persistent, right? Most people expect to make $10,000 their first month. And, you know, when they don't, they quit. But at the end of the day, it's like, yes, even if you did make $10,000 in 1 month, if you don't know how you did it and you got lucky, then guess what's going to happen? If you don't do it again the next couple of months, you're going to quit anyway. So you're going to quit if it don't happen fast, and you're going to quit if it happen fast and it don't continue to happen over a long period of time. So if you don't want it to happen, guess what? Just be persistent. Just keep working. You're going to have big months. You're going to have low months. You're going to have medium months. You're going to have months where it's just out of control, where you can't even control the people that's coming in. But at the end of the day, if you're consistent, then there's going to have new people sign up in your business every single day. There's new people signing up where you don't even know anyone. You don't even want to know everyone in your organization. Because I tell people, I saw this one famous quote, and it said, if you can count all the money that you have, then you don't have enough money. And that hit me. I'm like, man, that is true. I want to get to a point where I don't even know how much money I have. Who don't want to experience life? Because guess what? Even if you're on this call, if you say money is not everything, then why you went to work yesterday? Why you at work right now? So people say it all the time. People make you feel bad for wanting to make money. And it's so funny. We're almost done, but this. People subconsciously don't like money because they feel as though money is the root of evil. And then they get mad because they don't have money or money don't come to them. If you don't love something, why would you expect it to love you? Does that make sense? I love it because listen, if you're a good person, what are you going to do? Good things. If you're a bad person, what are you going to do? Bad things. It's the same thing. It's just the people are the different factors. So again, I love it because I want to do a lot of good things with it. And then number 5, you can make millions of friends because of this industry. I know people from all across the world. I mean, now my network is, I'm like, man, I remember working at Applebee's. I just knew my friends from school. Now it's people that know me all across the world. And I feel as though all of these people are my friends because before this industry, I really didn't know too many people because I was just at Applebee's working in Baltimore. But now it's like I'm meeting people all across the world. So this is the best part about network marketing. is that you get a chance to meet a lot of people. It's not about the money. It's about the experiences, the people that you meet. It's just a different way of life. I don't even know where my life would be if I didn't get involved in this industry. So forever, I'm cemented in this industry. This is one thing that I'll do for the rest of my life because it's the thing that got me to where I'm at today. And I'm very, very grateful for it. And I'm very grateful for all of the people that I've met throughout my journey. So again, it all comes back to gratitude. If you're grateful, things are going to continue to happen for you no matter what. You're going to have tough times, but guess what? It's just like anything in life. In Houston, it's been 100+ degrees all summer. People was complaining. And then the past couple of weeks, it's just been raining every single day. Listen, you're going to have some storms, but guess what's going to happen? The sun is going to come back out and you'll be shining again. So at the end of the day, it's seasons with everything. And it's no different for you than it is for me. But at the end of the day, you got to go through your own journey and you got to go out there and say, you know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes and just make it happen. And then from that point on, I promise you, you will be successful. Just stop worrying about when it's going to happen and just go out there and put in the work to make sure that it do happen. So I thank you, Mr. Thomas, for having me on the call today. And that's all I got for you guys today.